Hey there, my name is Ricky Hayes, and today I'll be discussing the most common mistakes e-commerce brand and business owners around the world make when starting their brand. Now, be sure to stick around for this entire video. I'm going to be giving all the value today across all of this. It is super important to help you avoid all those obstacles.
All right, so welcome. And let's go into these top mistakes, all right? Starting with number one, factoring 10% of your profit margins go to taxes. Now, these are really important because a lot of people don't factor in that as you build your business that you are going to have to pay taxes. Every country you have to pay some form of tax, so it's best to factor that in. I personally factor in at least 10%. Sometimes I try and factor in up to 15% just because the more you factor in, the more buffer you have, right? So it can allow you to forecast and budget, which is really important, okay? So never forget that one. Don't think that you are free, that when you start going down this path, once you leave your 9 to 5, that you're going to work less. I actually find for me and for many people I've worked with, you end up working more because there's just so many things to do, so many things to learn, so many opportunities, as well as there's the day-to-day, okay? And especially in the beginning, you're going to be doing a lot of the day-to-day. It's going to be a lot of that. And so really important that go in with the frame of mind that this is a very, very difficult thing to do and it takes time. There is a reason that a lot of businesses don't succeed as much as we would all love it to. A lot of businesses fail, especially in the startup phase. So very important factoring that in, that it's going to be a hard time is a better way to prepare yourself for it. Focus on the first 2 years of businesses failing and learning consistently to build a baseline. So again, you want to build a baseline. And so the first 2 years of your business is failing and learning specifically. So expect that you're going to fail and learn so many times. I cannot forget the amount of times I've failed, the amount of times that I've learned throughout that entire process. It is so important to remember all of that to really sort of help support you, okay? Because if you go in thinking that this is going to, in a few months, everything will be sorted, it won't. It will be years because there's things that will come up like legal things, company entities, as well as various other tax legislation, staff costs, unexpected business costs that will just come into play. All of those things are really, really important. So don't always focus on ignore the numbers, by the way, customer acquisition. Focus on how you can retain existing customers for longer, okay? So what that means is basically try and get repeat customers. You always want to get repeat customers for your business, okay? So I see too many businesses always trying to focus on new customers, and as a result, their lifetime value or their repeat customers is very low. The businesses that do really well actually mostly get a lot of new customers like anything to begin with, but then long term, it's very much that it's all just repeat customers. So please keep that in mind, very important. Repeat customers is the key to your long-term success. Number 7, that I've just sort of have here, by the way, reinvest into your business, okay? Don't think that this is going to just be something that's going to make money perpetually and that it's going to be easy. If you want to step back, if you want to have work-life balance, you have to reinvest. If you want longevity, you have to reinvest. And that sort of ties into the earlier point of the first 2 years. The first 2 years is learning and failing, reinvesting, okay? So many business owners don't want to invest in their business, and as a result, it continues to go downwards. I know that's easier said than done, but that's why you shouldn't look at trying to take profit from the business, reinvest in it. It's a business, it's an entity, it's an asset, all right? And so always focus very much on that. I always recommend as you're growing your business, invest in staff, okay? You want to step back, you want to have that consistency, but you can't do everything, right? Too many businesses try and take on all the hats themselves. As a business owner, you will have to always do that, but it gets less the more that you have more staff. So focus on that reinvestment into staff and software solutions is what I very much do. And I recommend that to most of the clients, and that very much helps them quite a lot. Always focus on cash flow management. Again, always focus very much on that cash flow management and sort of how it helps your business from there as well. So, you can use simple sheets and docs to sort of further help support that, so that, because business isn't always perpetual, you might have a downtime. So always focusing on cash flow management, so you're factoring in worst case scenarios is so important. I know for me personally, many clients I've worked with, taking that approach when the rainy days come, and the rainy days do come, is just so important to be able to support your business. and not improving their product and customer experience. One of the things I see so many businesses not doing is they might have a great product and that, but they don't listen to feedback and they don't continually improve it. Please always look at how you can improve it, right? Because what will happen is if you have a great product, unless you have it patented, but even then, there'll be so many people that will literally try and take your product. Okay, in drop shipping, it is literally the whole point that you find a product, whatever that is, and you sell it, right? If you have a patent, that's different, but nonetheless, you don't want to focus on just selling any product. You want to focus on a product that's doing well, preferably your product's doing best, and then continually improve them. Ask for feedback, even if you have to incentivize feedback. Okay, so those are the sort of top points that I recommend. That concludes today's video on the most common mistakes I have witnessed from other brand owners over the years. Now, these things are really important to keep in mind so that you can avoid that as much as possible. The world is a very relentless place when it comes to business, so understanding that these things happen can protect you and save your business by being prepared to ensure the longevity of your business. Now, if you enjoyed this content, please subscribe to this channel. Please give us a like and also look at our weekly content. I appreciate your time today. Thank you very much. Take care and goodbye.